Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This video is another video in the series of rules to deal with narcissistic people. And this rule is less is more. Now, when it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, you do need to be incredibly careful, especially if you live with them. You do need to be careful around those who have a sense of entitlement, who feel entitled and who lack empathy to care of who they hurt to get their entitlement met. When dealing with narcissistic friends, in a friendship group, there might be one narcissistic friend or a narcissistic work colleague or that narcissistic family member that you might bump into now and again at a family event. We do need to find the right coping strategies to deal with them. With narcissistic partners, narcissistic exes, we need to find the right coping strategies to deal with them. However, those coping strategies have to be in place of the situation you are in. Your safety always comes first. When it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, less is more in so many different ways. The less time you spend around them, the clearer your thought process will come. The less time you spend around them, the happier you will become. The less explanations you give them, the more you'll be able to regulate your emotions because they'll no longer be using those explanations against you. The less you provide for a narcissist, the more they will take themselves away from you, the more they'll distance themselves away from you. The less they know about you, the more they will leave you alone because they'll not want anything from you. The less they know about you, the less they can use against you and the more freedom you will get. So when it comes to dealing with narcissistic people, less is so much more. The best way to deal with narcissistic people is no contact. If you can't do no contact, it's limited contact and grey rock, and never explain or defend yourself to them. By defending and explaining yourself to them, you're playing straight into their hands. Narcissistic people are incredibly envious people. So if they see something you have that they want, they will go all out to take that away from you, to either use you to get it from you or to destroy it for you. So the less they know about you, the less opportunity they've got to hurt you and the more chance you've got of living a peaceful life. Narcissistic people seek excessive admiration. So the less admiration you give them, the less praise you give them, the less attention you give them, especially to their negative behavior, especially to their hurtful behavior, their toxic behavior, the more you will be able to become clearer within your thoughts and your feelings, and the less they'll be able to get a reaction from you to use against you. This isn't an easy thing to do. When people are incredibly offensive, it's very easy to get on our defenses and become very defensive to them. What we don't realize is by defending ourselves to them, we're usually giving the narcissist more ammunition to use against us. So when they are provoking us, we need to step away and rethink the situation in its entirety, recognize what they're doing or what they're trying to do, and not play straight into their hands by defending ourselves to them. We can defend ourselves to ourselves by knowing who we are as a person and not reacting to them. Because narcissists use any information about you against you, whether that's to discredit your character in their smear campaigns, whether that's to guilt trip you, whether that's to intimidate you or threaten you in some way. Narcissistic people will use your personal information against you so they can get what they want from you, so they can remain in control over you. Narcissistic people do use the silent treatment because they want to punish you. So genuine people who enjoy communication and learning about each other and helping each other, who can empathise with another and show the compassion and learn that how something might affect another. So if they've unintentionally done something, they can learn not to do it again. Narcissistic people are not interested in this communication. They're interested in getting their own way. And when they're not getting their own way, they are going to fall silent on you. They're going to give you those one-word answers. They're going to give you those false apologies of, I'm sorry, you, so that they don't have to explain or defend their toxic behaviour to you. This also has a negative effect on us, because the less they're willing to communicate with us, the more this provokes feelings such as intrigue and frustration, wonderment of what has actually happened. The more we can leave a situation ruminating about what we said, what they said, what we did, what we could have possibly done wrong, the more we begin to overanalyze, the more when we're not around them, because they are silent towards us, the more we begin to think about them. The less information they give us, the more we begin to think about them, the more we begin to question and doubt ourselves, the more we begin to try and open communication up with them, the more we start explaining ourselves to them, the more we start giving information to them that they will at some point use against us. Narcissistic people fall silent because they didn't get their own way. And more often than not, as you are overthinking, a narcissist is going to come at you and accuse you of overthinking everything, or tell you to stop overthinking everything. And because they've put you in a place of overthinking, you trust within their word, because what they're saying to you matches what they're doing to you. You just don't recognise it's them that's causing that overthinking within you. We have to learn to have more control and stay silent. We have to learn to respect the fact that for whatever reason their feelings have been hurt, usually because they didn't get their own way. This has dented their ego. They've fallen silent on us to punish us. And if that's how they wish to treat us, we should respect that treatment and not communicate with them. The more control we have over our voice, the less control a narcissist will have over us. So we have to speak less to the narcissist, give the narcissist less information, so we have more control over our voice, our thoughts, our opinions. When it comes to dealing with a narcissist, if your opinion doesn't match theirs, they're not interested in listening to your perspective. They're interested in chipping away at you, in provoking you somehow. They're interested in proving how they are right, or playing the victim of how you never take their side. So there's no point in getting even deeper into that conversation with them, because they're not listening to you. Unless you agree with them, they are not willing, or they are unable to listen to you. So there's no point in carrying on that communication, because they've already shut it off. You're the one that's going to be left feeling frustrated. Narcissistic people will leave out information. They will cause that intrigue. They will bait you into non-productive arguments. They will gaslight you. They will fall silent on you. They will blame you. They will do all they can to provoke feelings such as anger, resentment, bitterness, jealousy, guilt, pain, sadness, and many more within you. So they're going to go all out to guilt trip you, because they haven't got what they wanted from you. They're going to say, after all I've done for you, to guilt trip you into doing something you've already said no to. This is when we have to recognise that, well, they're guilt tripping us. The more that we try to explain to them why we're unwilling or unable to do something for them, the more they feel like control is slipping away, and the more they're going to go out to provoke us to react so that they can discredit our character, so they can blame us, so they can say, what's wrong with you? Are you having a bad day? The more they want to provoke that pain within us that they perceive us to have caused them by simply having a value or a belief that they're unwilling to respect within us. This is when less is more. This is when you simply just need to step away. And if you need to say something, it's one of the things a narcissist says, and it's, I'm sorry you feel that way. The difference is a narcissist has usually done something to hurt you and then will say, I'm sorry to you feel that way, to escape all responsibility. You genuinely are sorry they feel that way because they're trying to guilt trip you into doing something for them. And 9 times out of 10, when you don't know who they are or what they're doing, you're the one that's led to feel bad. Because you are sorry they feel that way, you change your mind, you suppress who you are as a person and do what they want you to do, and then you're the one that's left feeling bad. So by saying to them, I'm sorry you feel that way, isn't to manipulate them. When someone is guilt tripping you into doing something that goes against who you are as a person, saying to them, I'm sorry you feel that way, is not manipulation. That's taking responsibility that you do feel sorry, but you're not going to change your mind. And what they do with that is on them, not you. When a narcissist isn't getting their own way and they come at you and start accusing you of being selfish and awkward and stubborn and that's just like you, that is again to get you to question yourself, to get you to feel bad, to get you to change your mind to serve them, because they're not interested in respecting who you are. They're not interested in that communication. You should never compromise who you are as a person to compromise with those unable or unwilling to compromise with you. Compromise is good when it's mutual. With a narcissist, it's not mutual. The less you compromise with them, the less frustrated you're going to get, and the more freedom, the more happiness you will feel. When a narcissist is accusing you of being awkward, you can just turn around and say that's possible, because in their mind you're being awkward, and in a different scenario someone might be being awkward. So it is possible. Doesn't make it true. When they're coming at you, telling you that something happened that didn't happen, or that you feel something you don't feel, instead of defending yourself to them and explaining and justifying yourself to them and playing straight into their hands, just, okay, it's not up to us to change how another person thinks about us. It's not up to us to change how another person perceives that reality. If we can communicate with somebody to get other people's thoughts, get other people's perceptions and opinions, and agree to disagree without any major trauma caused to one person or another, yes, it can lead into arguments, it can lead into debates, but a healthy disagreement, a healthy debate, a healthy argument. A narcissist is usually seeking to punish you when you don't go along with what they wanted you to do. When dealing with narcissistic people, less is more. A lot of people do not like falling silent on narcissists because they believe they're becoming narcissistic. And although the silent treatment is a narcissistic behaviour, narcissistic people do it to punish other people. You falling silent on them, you no longer communicating to them, is not done to punish them. It's done to show them that that's behaviour you'll no longer accept from them. If it's done to punish them, to get you on that road of recovery, then that's the leverage you need to get you on that road of recovery. If you can think, oh, narcissists need attention, they don't like getting attention, so if I stay silent, that's going to hurt them. If that jump starts you into the road of the recovery, that's the story you've got to tell yourself to get you into that place of no longer giving them too much information about you. A narcissist A narcissist isn't going to get their own way with you, so they're going to fall silent on you, to punish you, to get you to overthink, to get you to explain, to get you to justify, to get you to work harder to please them. A narcissist is also going to provoke you into explaining, rationalizing, justifying, reacting to them. When they are provoking you, this is when you need to learn to take hold of your emotions and stay silent. Do not react. When it comes to the silent treatment, it's all in the intentions behind the behaviour. Like the oxygen mask on the aeroplane. If you've got young children and you're travelling with young children, your natural instinct is to give that oxygen to those young children first. However, then you are running out of oxygen and you might not be able to help the children. Therefore, as difficult as it can be, you have to put the oxygen mask on yourself first, which can feel incredibly selfish. But you've got to put it on yourself first so that you can be at your best to help those around you. When it comes to a narcissistic person, if they want something from you, they will come across as being helpful with that oxygen, but only because they want something from you. If they don't want something from you, they're going to put that oxygen mask on themselves and they're going to run off the plane with all of yours. Not that you really want to run off a plane unless it's already landed. However, a narcissist will use their oxygen and take your oxygen. You are literally wasting your oxygen, wasting your breath, trying to explain, justify, defend, rationalize yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your opinions to a narcissistic person, because unless it matches theirs, they are not interested. If it doesn't match theirs, they will go all out to punish you in some way, so that they can regain control of the situation. So yes, when dealing with narcissistic people, the less time you spend with them, the less communication you have with them will make your life much more peaceful for you. If anyone has any thoughts on this video, please do add those into the comments. If you are looking for further information and support and help understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online courses available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you are looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I shall link the video into the description on the difference between the narcissist silent treatment and no contact, and the video on why you should never defend or explain yourself to a narcissistic person. Thank you very much for listening. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.